Well, we're back, and we have another very interesting guest. His name is Brian Summers. Good morning, Brian.
Hey, Carol. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you here.
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
And we want to hear something about you, some of the things that you're interested in, and what you do with your life.
All right. Well, I'm a photographer and a blogger, as well as an activist. And I've been doing a lot of work recently with the Fresno People's Media, which was an online blog started by my friend Dylan.
Oh.
And we just wanted to make it our point to really challenge a lot of the mainstream narratives that were being produced by like the Fresno Bee and the local mainstream media, and opinions that we disagreed with, or like maybe reporting that we thought wasn't exactly true, or maybe missed the point.
Oh, we're being put through so much of that. All these people that think they know everything, and they're giving it they're right and they're right, and you have to listen to it, but you don't have to just sit there. You guys are doing something about it, which is great.
Right, and a lot of times, like the mainstream media has no incentive to be anything other than the mouthpiece for the like the local establishment. You know, the police, the city council, the mayor, and so they write whenever something happens. You know, like the city council when Keith Foster was arrested. You know, the city council put a gag on the Fresno Bee, on like the things that they could investigate into the assistant chief's arrest, and like and that's not like if you're actually a journalist, if you're actually a writer, like it should really be like in your best interest to tell the truth to the people who read, and not just become the mouthpiece, the propaganda platform for you know, the establishment.
Because we're seeing so much of it now with these people running for presidents.
For sure. For
sure.
sure.
You just sometimes think, oh, you people, shut up.
Right.
Because somebody important says something, and they turn it around completely and say that he said something that was just the opposite for it. So, you know, here we're stuck in the middle. So we're glad to have a voice out there.
Well, we're happy to be it. We're also looking for people who are interested in taking photos and writing articles. You can just go to FresnoPeoplesMedia.com and just send us a little email saying you want to get involved, or check us out on Facebook at Fresno People's Media if you're into taking photos or writing articles.
Now, what kind of photos would it be? I mean, like seeing some action and taking a picture.
Well,
of
just something. If you do something in Fresno, you know, if you go to a city council meeting, you take a photo. You know, like, hey, I went to the city council meeting. Here's what they talked about, and you know, this is what I thought. Like, that's welcome.
Yeah, that's
if you go to a concert, if you go to an event, you know, tell people about it.
Well, you know, you can do that more nowadays because everybody seems to have a camera with them all the time, you know. So whenever you see something, you can get it out there.
Snap a photo, take a quick video, and that's really the beauty of like technology and the advancements that we've been like afforded.
Oh, that's for sure. I mean, well, you've worked for it. Everybody's worked for the advancements. But I can remember when I was younger, you had a camera and you took a picture with it, and then you had to take it over to some drugstore or something, and they would send that little roll out to someplace else. And about 2 weeks later, you'd get back your little pictures.
Yep. A big envelope full of pictures.
So that's quite a bit different from now.
Right, the digital technology that we have, and so you know, I've followed stories as far as Ohio, you know, so like, and I've broken the news, you know, as far as Texas.
No
and
kidding.
So it's like, even though like the title is Fresno People's Media, like we also cover stories that happen like around California, around the country.
That's wonderful.
And yeah, it's really interesting.
I'm hoping you do some positive things.
Always, of course.
We get so much bad news.
Of course.
So it's wonderful to have somebody take an interest in something that's just really interesting. It doesn't have to be great, but it's interesting and people are involved in it.
Definitely. And I never really thought I would be a writer in high school. I hated English class growing up. I really just kind of didn't like school in general. I thought it was boring.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually what he was talking about, how people should like learn math and stuff. I really learned that the hard way.
Oh, yeah?
Right. I totally just I had a bad math teacher growing in school, and I always found math to be terribly boring.
Me too.
And just like terribly useless. Then I joined the military, and I realized like there's a lot of geometry involved in reading a map. And then I started playing poker, and I realized there's a lot of percentages and probability involved in the way the cards come out.
Yes.
And so then I was forced to learn math to be good at the things that I enjoyed doing or the things I needed to do. But it was much harder to learn math as an adult than it was as a kid.
That's the hardest thing, even for a teacher. How do you make that exciting?
Right. Well, I think the important thing for teachers is to show the value to the students, because you can't. If you can show them the value, then they'll make it exciting for themselves. But if you can't show them value in what you're teaching them, then you can't expect them to want to learn.
Oh, that's for sure. This new school sounds like something that would keep children interested in different things, which would be great.
And but when I was in the military, I joined the military when I was 19 years old, and I was a medic. And the physician's assistant that I worked for, they weren't really into physical punishments. So if you got in trouble, they made you create PowerPoints on medical stuff and then present it to the medical staff. And so not only were they learning about something, but you were becoming like a better speaker. You were learning about something. You were presenting. You were getting a bunch of skills out of it. And so while it took time and effort, and you didn't necessarily want to do it, it was more beneficial. And that was where I learned how to write. Really, was putting these PowerPoints together.
What's a PowerPoint?
It's just like a presentation that you like. It's just like a slideshow basically, but instead of being like of photos, it's of like information.
Oh, okay.
And it's just like a slideshow presentation, and so I learned how to make those and put information together. And then when I got out of the military, I got really into to activism, like peace activism, because I really felt like the war was very wrong, and I really felt like the military had more important things to take care of, and that we had a duty to oppose unnecessary military action and to support the troops by bringing them home, and not by sending more of them to like these precarious situations where they're forced to make decisions for their life and not really like decisions that are beneficial for like the country, I guess.
Wow.
And so that was when I started getting involved with activism, and then so I started making like YouTube videos and doing stuff, and then that just naturally evolved into me starting my own blog, and then teaming with Dylan with the Fresno People's Media, and now that's how I make my living, is writing and making videos.
That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Have you
I'm
ever
taking
thought
photos.
you might step forward and write down some of the things that you do? I mean, I know you put them in the blog; they're written,
Well,
but
like
maybe into a book or something.
Maybe. I haven't really thought about it that far. I'm just having more fun on like the day-to-day right now, going places, writing about it, taking photos, sharing them, making my videos. But a book in the future might be definitely an option. I've definitely seen some very interesting things. I've been involved in a lot of very interesting things through independent journalism and multimedia production. So it's like, it really is. I never really thought that I would work for myself either, because I was always more into like the stability of a job. And so to break away from that and like put it all on the line to do this was like, it really took me out of my comfort zone.
That's sort of a leap.
Right. But I also find it's much more rewarding to be my own boss and to be doing the things that I want to do and saying the things that I want to say. Because if I had a regular job, I wouldn't be able to be here right now talking with you. I'd be there working.
Well, you were lucky on that, because what I was trying to do, you had to be free during the day to go to auditions and different things.
Okay.
And I had to work 9 to 5 every day at something I hated.
Right.
So it took me till the time I retired that I can be me now and do the stuff that I want to do.
Right.
Oh, thank goodness.
Right. And but like when you have like the internet in itself is such a great tool for me because it's my workplace.
Yeah.
You know, there's like Google AdSense is where I make the majority of my money. So as long as I have good standing with them and I'm creating content that is able to be monetized, then I'll get paid. And so, like,
Great.
because of that, I can work whenever I want to. I can write an article at 3 o'clock in the morning if I want to, and it'll come out the next day, and I'll get paid. So I can go to Oakland in the middle of the night and film people shutting down a freeway in protest of police brutality, and I can spend the whole night on the freeway, and then come home at 5 in the morning and sleep all day because I don't have an obligation to anybody but myself.
That's fantastic.
And so, like, I definitely encourage more people to like take their skills that they've acquired and find a way to implement them using the internet to free themselves in order to chase their dreams, because that's really what it's about. Like, it's about being free in order to do the things that you want to do.
And it's such a blessing now too that, like, an author like I did, I was able to self-publish.
Right.
And then you can start marketing and all of these things you've never been able to do before. So it gives you a feeling of, oh my gosh, finally.
Right, exactly. Like, you're not waiting for somebody to make your work happen for you. And
Right.
even though, like, even though you may not have the greatest success at the beginning, that's just how it starts out for everybody. Like, you have to look at it like you're starting a company around yourself, and like now you're your first customer. And the internet is your marketing and your office and everything. And so you share, like, you publish something and you share it, and then hopefully somebody shares it, and then somebody else shares it, and more people read it, and people like what they read, so they come back for the next one.
And also I had the internet to do it's American history from 1623 till after the Revolutionary War.
Wow.
And it's about women. And I was able to do all of my research on the internet. Yeah, if I had to go to another country or go to here and there, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Or even just having to like go through an encyclopedia. You know, like the amount of time that you would spend like going through entire encyclopedias or other research methods before the internet. It's just like it's almost impossible for projects like that anymore to be even plausible, or not to take an exponentially like longer amount of time.
Yeah. I think it's fantastic. Things are opening up for people, so it is a good time for you to reach out and try things. If you don't do it, try something else.
Right.
But, if your heart's really in it, you'll keep trying.
Exactly. And now I'm just like learning how to take all the skills that I've been really dedicating towards like activism, writing, and photography into like other aspects of it. Like I want to get into filmmaking. And so I want to take everything that I've learned from like filming protests and like filming like actions and taking my camera places into making short films and helping people with their music. Like if you're an artist, like I can help you make a music video, and just stuff like that. And then I'm taking the skills that I've really been putting into like more of like an aggressive outlet for me, which is like like raging against the establishment, and then put it towards like something more fun, more light, more joy in it, I guess.
Well, I got something for you, so we got to stay in touch, because I have a couple of very short scripts about appreciating art and how important it is in your life. And I want to get those filmed, and we can even show it on here when we get it done.
That'd be awesome. I think art is like the man was saying, art's like one of the most important things. And like I grew up playing the guitar and drawing and stuff, and reading a lot of books, and I think all of that combined like really gave me a greater appreciation for things. And then like that, like the average person today will have, because they spend more time with like electronic media than before. Whereas if you look like 20 years ago, even there was more playing outside. There was more direct interaction with humans, and now
that is missing.
Now most people interact with each other through the internet, and it's very unfortunate the way that we've like on a decline with our social skills. And I think that's why so many things are so many of like the normal institutions are breaking down now, because the social skills and and the normal human interaction and the foundation that was like there before is just, like, has been eroded. And so, like, by teaching people more art, and by teaching people more science, and by teaching people music,
and teaching others that can't do it to appreciate it.
Right.
Because that's important too.
Right, and it makes the individuals more marketable. Because I did what he said. I bounced around for a couple of jobs. Like, I joined the military, didn't like it. I worked at McDonald's, hated it. Worked a couple other odd jobs, didn't like it. Worked in a laboratory, hated it. And then eventually, I just took everything I learned and was like, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Good.
And I'm gonna figure out how to make it work.
Good.
And but a lot of that is just founded in art, is founded in music, is founded in theater, is founded in a lot of the things that I did as a kid that really helped bolster my self-confidence.
Oh yeah.
And realizing that you can do these things, realizing that like they're not like nerdy or geeky, like realizing like how important they are. It's like really, it adds the structure in someone's life. It adds that like that self-confidence that like I'm accomplishing something, I can do this. And so when they leave to go to the next level of education or to go to whatever their next step is, they have the confidence and like the skills necessary to accomplish it there.
Absolutely.
And that's why I've always been successful, even if I haven't always been the most knowledgeable, just because I've always had the confidence and the skills to learn and accomplish.
Okay, well, I know you had tell us your website again before we go, so people will remember how they can get in touch with you and read your work.
The Fresno People's Media, and we're always looking for journalists, photographers, videographers, bloggers. So go ahead and find us on Facebook, send us an email, and we'll help you join the team.
That is fantastic. I'm so glad you came in because this was really interesting.
Definitely.
And I hope you come in again sometime.
Anytime, Carol. Thank you.
Okay, honey.
Bye.
Thank you. We'll be right back.